All right, you guys ready? Let's roll it.
That is page 3, far outside.
Do you speak English, sir? Come on up.
Judge, can you hear me? Oh,
Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 28, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer witnessed a vehicle traveling on the wrong side of the road and initiated a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant. The defendant said he was coming from a bar. Law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and watery bloodshot eyes, disorientation, and unsteady balance. The defendant admitted drinking 2 beers. Standardized field sobriety tests were conducted. The officer witnessed 4 out of 6 clues on the HGN, and the defendant refused the one-leg stand and the walk turn. The defendant also refused breath and a blood warrant for his son and ex-son.
Got it. Any prior to the BIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
License, I believe to be eligible.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Barras, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Those are also part of your bond conditions. If you don't have one or either, then do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna give you time to hire a lawyer, so I'll have you go to Victoria Sign and Reset. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. After that, you'll be free to go, sir. Please.
All right, Judge, next is page 4, Cardone. Barbara?
let me turn the one on the computer.
I did, I just did. You wanna check to see if that works? That's fine. And if you can still hear.
Okay, well, you couldn't hear me before.
What page? Vic?
Page 4.
Bottom 4.
Okay. Would you like a chair, ma'am?
No, I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. You are Miss Cardone?
I don't know where they got that. That was my maiden name. I'm Miss Cardone. I'm Miss Bosenberg.
How do I spell that?
Bosenberg. Bosenberg. Yeah.
That is your true name?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Bosenberg, you're charged with a false alarm or report. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand the charge?
And
It's making a false report or alarm. But we're gonna find out what happened right now. Please.
Thank you, Judge. On March 29th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the law enforcement officer was dispatched to a call for service and made contact with the defendant who stated that her neighbors took pictures of her in the nude when she got out of the shower. The defendant did not offer any proof of her claim, and the law enforcement officer had previously responded to other calls for service involving the defendant making false reports. The defendant has called 911 for law enforcement officer to respond approximately 10 times in a 3-month period. None of the reports being verified.
Sorry, I was doing things. Can you start from the beginning again?
Yes, Your Honor. On March 29th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a call for service and made contact with the defendant who stated that her neighbors took pictures of her in the nude when she got out of the shower. The defendant did not offer any proof for her claim, and the law enforcement officer believed the claim to be false and had previously responded to other calls for service involving the defendant making false reports. The defendant has called 911 for law enforcement officers to respond approximately 10 times over a 3-month period, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Rosenberg, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Let me appoint you a lawyer now so we can figure out how to go from here. The only bond condition I'm going to place on you now is do not call 911 unless it's an actual emergency, okay? For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while I find you a lawyer, okay? Deputy Miranda will help you out.
Go ahead and sign for your reset. All right, Judge, next is page 5, Deshaun Brandon.
Did we get Cerna? Do you know?
No, Judge.
Perhaps Monday, maybe? I'd like to look them up. You know him?
Yeah.
We'll look him up.
Okay. Have a seat in the jury box.
You are Mr. Deshaun? Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor, I apologize, maybe sure.
Deshaun is D-E-S.
Your Honor, on March 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle make an improper turn, nearly causing an accident with the vehicle turning next to him by turning into the wrong lane. The defendant then traveled 88 miles per hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone and made an unsafe lane change while speeding.
That's it?
Yes, Your Honor. The information, the charging instrument alleges that the reckless driving is based on a willful and wanton disregard for the safety of persons by driving more than 35 miles over the posted speed limit.
Do this. I'm going to take more time with yours. Just take a seat for me in the jury box so we don't forget about you, Mr. Deshaun. I'm not ready to make a ruling on this yet. Grab your stuff. Just hang tight with me. You point him somewhere real quick.
Yes. Next, Judge, we have page 12. Todd, come on up.
Spring cleaning challenge kickoff. Sorry.
I didn't hear, John's speaking.
What's your last name, ma'am?
Hodge.
Hodge. Okay. You're Ms. Barr?
I am, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Hodge. Ma'am, you're charged with resisting arrest or search. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do a probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
Your Honor, on March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle traveling 55 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone and made a traffic stop. Upon contact with the defendant became irate and demanded the law enforcement officer's name and badge number before answering a FaceTime call and becoming distracted. The defendant advised that her driver's license was expired and that she only had a password. Vehicle registration was also expired. The law enforcement officer asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle and the defendant ignored the commands. The law enforcement officer then opened the defendant's door and again ordered the defendant to step out of the car and informed her she was under arrest for interfering with public duties. The law enforcement officer then removed the defendant from the driver's seat and forced the defendant to the ground. After being detained, the defendant refused to get into the back of the law enforcement officer's vehicle and began to kick out towards the deputies. In the process, the defendant struck the law enforcement officer in both thighs several times. The law enforcement officer was eventually able to force the defendant into the back.
Did she get charged with assault on the peace officer?
No, Your Honor, she did not.
Very lucky. Extremely lucky that you're not charged with 2 additional felonies. Ms. Hodge, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. So can you run her license, see if she has a valid license, please? If you do not have a Texas driver license and a liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. And I will make that a condition of your bond. When you get into a pissing match with people who have the power of arrest, who wins? Right. Take that into account. A lot of times, something like this ends up in a ticket, you know?
She's not eligible.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition, and you're now going to sign an affidavit with me today, which is a promise that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. There's no justification you can give for driving. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 people. Do not drive. If you want to drive, go get a license, get insurance, and I'll happily take this restriction off. That's the only condition I'm placing on you now. Don't drive unless you have those, and then you get approval from us. Because you have a lawyer, Ms. Hodge, I will waive your appearance. Meaning you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Ms. Barr and she'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest as well. Okay, so I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive, and after that, you guys are out of here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, but next is page 6. Dunlap, come on up.
You're going backwards.
Your turn. Page 6, Judge, this one was no PC by the magistrate.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not gonna do anything with it. It's already been no PC.
Okay.
Okay.
Expecting a nolly or?
I don't know. I mean, just take a seat here, ma'am. We'll get with them and see if they're gonna follow this. Will you guys take a look at Dunlap and see if that's something that you guys would dismiss or not?
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
don't know if it's with, DVD or not, because it could be.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please.
All right, Judge, next is page 10, Garcia, Luis.
You are Luis Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched a welfare check on a vehicle and found the vehicle clearly stopped on the right-hand shoulder. Upon contact with the defendant, the law enforcement officer observed red, glossy eyes and the odor of alcoholic beverage. Defendant admitted to consuming 10 beers at a bar before operating this vehicle. On the sobriety test, the law enforcement officer witnessed 6 out of 6 clues in the HGN, 5 out of 8 on the walking to, and 3 out of 4 on one leg step. Defendant consented to a breath test and blew, I believe this would be an error in the danger runner, but it says 0.016 and 0.0156. I believe it to mean.
Wait, it should be one. I don't know. I mean, you can look in the OR, I guess, just to see. Regardless, I think there's enough to go forward. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please? And does he have any prior DWIs?
Yes, Your Honor. No prior DWIs, and he is eligible.
Thanks. Mr. Garcia, like I said, I'm finding probable cause. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you to see. If I find that you're consuming, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
I have one already. I've hired one. I think she was on Zoom. She's gonna Zoom, Romero's Associates.
Oh, Rodriguez, Carlos.
Oh, Carlos. Ms. Broholm, are you here for a case?
Judge, I'm here for the non-disclosure. It's in your queue. I approached you on it on Monday. You said you granted, but we had a filing issue, so I refiled it.
Okay, I'll sign it. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
yep. Okay, so I guess let's do this. I'm gonna have you sign a reset. I'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then we'll just have you wait for your lawyer to get here, okay? Don't leave until they get here, though, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Oh, no, wait, that's no turn it. Page 15, Jordan, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On March 27, 2025, an officer was working a second job at Dick's Sporting Goods in Harris County, Texas, and was approached by the store manager, the witness. This advised the officer that the defendant walked into the store with another individual, and the witness advised the officer the other individual with the defendant walked out of the store without paying for any merchandise. The complaining witness stated he wanted the defendant to trespass because the defendant was seen on camera attempting to cover the individual while the individual was stealing merchandise. The officer stopped the defendant at the front entrance of the store, and the officer stated the defendant would be trespassing the store. The defendant became irate and more aggressive. The officer ordered the defendant to place his hands behind his back and placed handcuffs on the defendant's right wrist. The defendant twisted his body and tensed his muscles. The defendant, with a great amount of force, threw his left arm forward and threw his left arm backwards towards the officer. The officer attempted to gain control of the defendant's left arm. The defendant began pulling away, and the officer grabbed the defendant's body with both arms and guide the defendant toward a rack where the officer was able to excuse me, Your Honor, tongue twister, where they were able to maintain the defendant. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license.
What's he under arrest for?
I believe he was under arrest for trespass originally, Your Honor.
Oh.
We have,
You gotta,
yes, Your Honor. We just have a brief moment.
are you losing? Are you losing?
Your Honor, the only thing I have is that the suspect began acting irate and clearly becoming more aggressive, and then the officer went to detain the suspect by grabbing his right wrist.
No. All right. When you get into a pissing match with the people who have the power of arrest, who's going to win every single time? You know what I mean? Every single time. Sometimes it's better to tuck your tail at times because you may end up winning in the long run. I'm going to find no probable cause in the case. Just be careful, man. I probably wouldn't go back to the sticks because it's not going to go well. You know what I mean? All right, hang tight.
All right, Judge, next is page 22. Soto, come on up.
Your Honor.
Please. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. It's a new case, Your Honor.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Page 22.
22. Okay.
Soto.
Good morning, Ms. Soto. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On or about March 27, 2025, law enforcement officer spoke another officer who was dispatched for a crash on the Southwest Freeway in Harris County, Texas. Officer stated that upon arrival, he observed the defendant who was standing outside of the defendant's motor vehicle. The officer stated they observed the odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's person, and the defendant stated they had a few drinks. Law enforcement officer met with the defendant, who was later identified by her Texas driver's license. The defendant stated the motor vehicle from the crash was her vehicle and she was driving. The motor vehicle is also registered to the defendant. Law enforcement officer observed red glossy eyes, a mild odor of alcoholic beverage, and agitation on the part of the defendant. The defendant stated she was driving on the service road on the Southwest Freeway, and the defendant's tire was like it was bent on the axle. The defendant said she did not know if she struck a curb. The defendant said she got off work and went to a restaurant and then drank 3 margaritas at the restaurant.
So she's driving on a axle that's bent due to,
I don't.
I guess at the time the officer gets there, she's already stopped,
Yes, Your Honor.
but she had been driving.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Defendant says she was heading home when this occurred. And Sarah's foot spray tests were conducted. The law enforcement officer witnessed the test excluding the HGN. 4 to 8 on the walking turn. 3 to 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant refused a breath specimen And was transported to JPC where a blood warrant was executed and blood drawn.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
Eligible.
Thank you. Ms. Soto, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If you have both, then you may continue to drive, but don't use. It's not going to go well, and don't pick up a new case. Do you understand? You have great lawyers. Listen to them. They'll take care of you. And then I'm going to waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but stay in touch with them and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, I'm going to have you go sign a reset with Victoria. We'll get you with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then you guys are free to go.
Your Honor.
Tell Juan that I am at an abject loss that he's not here.
He had a federal felony, Your Honor, so yeah.
Always does.
But I'll tell him that.
Tell him,
His appearance was missed.
please. Thanks.
All right. Ms. Soto, go ahead and sign for your reset. All right, Judge, next is page 15. Lee, come on up.
Omar.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, bud, I got your motion to sub and I signed it.
Okay, I was actually approaching regarding a different matter.
Is it on docket today?
No, it's not.
Okay, do me a favor, let me blow through the arraignments and then I'll get back with you, huh?
Okay, no
But will
problem.
you chat me your cell phone, chat me the cause number, and then as soon as I'm done, I'll hit you up so you don't have to wait,
All right, thank you, Judge.
please. What page?
Judge, page 15.
Okay.
Lee.
All right, good morning, Miss Lee. Ma'am, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. On June 16th, 2023, a law enforcement officer conducted an investigation and made contact with the complaining witness. The complaining witness stated she was in the leasing office at an apartment complex when the defendant entered after she was given a criminal trespass warning. The defendant was yelling during business hours while the complaining witness had future residents in the lobby and office. The law enforcement officer issued a written criminal trespass on June 2nd, 2023. The defendant stated she understood the criminal trespass warning at the time. The law enforcement officer attempted to make contact with the defendant who refused to answer the front door, but yelled she was not going to open the door unless the law enforcement officer had a warrant. The defendant was identified by her.
Does she live there?
Yes.
I do not have any facts that demonstrate that in the officer's short statement.
Okay, so let's do this. Miss Lee, I'll appoint you a lawyer today so we can get to the bottom of it, and then I can make a ruling a little bit later. What I'll have you do is I'll just have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat. Let me appoint you a lawyer, and then we'll have them investigate a little bit further, okay? Please.
Right this way.
Judge, can you sign bond petitions on down the,
Yeah.
All right, Judge, next is page 18. Robino, Kevin? Okay, come on up. Go ahead and sign the receptions.
Okay, what page was it again?
Bottom of 18.
Thanks. Good morning, Mr. Robichaud. Sir, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. So,
Thank you, Judge. On March 29, 2025, the officer was advised, an officer was advised that the defendant exited a Target store with approximately $100 shooting, passing all points of sale without attempting to pay for it. The officer arrived at the store location and was advised Defendant placed a scooter in the rear of his motor vehicle and drove away from the scene. The officer initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle and detained the defendant. The officer observed the scooter in the back of the motor vehicle. The officer confirmed the scooter was stolen by contacting the complaining witness. And the officer identified the defendant by entering his name, date of birth, and used a prior booking photo to match the defense.
Can you run his license, please? See if he has a license.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's expired, so.
Stop.
It's not eligible, Your Honor.
Mr. Robichaud, I'm going to have you sign an affidavit for me today promising that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what you need to do. I don't care what the kid has to go. They got to go to the hospital. You're not allowed to drive unless you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm also warning you from going to any Target whatsoever, anywhere.
So, I do have a valid insurance. I need to renew my license. Absolutely, I agree.
If you have valid insurance, but you still don't have a license, that valid insurance is squat because you don't have a license.
Sir, I understand. I know I made a mistake. Yes, sir. Huh?
You have the ability to hire a lawyer.
No, sir, not at the moment.
Brandon's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you fill it out and I'll see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. We are going to make bond conditions for you not to go to any Target. You're going to sign it. Do not pick up a new case. Do not endanger my city. Otherwise, I'm going to make your bond so high. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Don't pick up any new cases.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, sir.
All right, head on over there and then we'll have you fill everything out, sir.
Okay.
All
Can you
right, so-
file,
No driver.
no going down to Target, please.
No driver.
No Targets, anywhere.
It's at the bottom, it says that.
Two different.
We know Miss Rogers well. Miss Rogers, you're now charged yet again with a criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
You're on June 18th, 2023, law enforcement officer dispatched upon arrival met with a complaining witness who is the stepfather of the defendant. The complaining witness states that the defendant was on property on June 18th, after knowing she was not allowed to be there for previous criminal trespasses warning the defendant. The complaining witness stated the defendant had been on the property previously and verbally and physically aggressive. The complaining witness stated that this incident, doorbell rang. The complainant answered, and the defendant was standing there. The complainant was told the defendant she was not allowed to be there. The defendant stated she was not trespassing and was there to see her children. The complainant stated no. Sorry, there was, I apologize. There wasn't at the time, there was a court order stating that the defendant is not to be near her children during an open child protective services investigation.
So the children are still there.
Well, Your Honor, this was from 2023, so I'm not sure about the current situation, but the children were in the home at the time.
Any drugs or alcohol that we should know about?
No, Your Honor, no allegations from what I see.
This has been an ongoing battle we've been having for 3 years now. I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your body, and you're to come right back. I'll appoint your lawyer today. You're not to go back to their house. If I find that you do, you know what's going to happen. I'm putting a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. Do you understand, Ms. Rogers? I'm not gonna play this game with you again. We've been through this round and round and round and round, and I'm at my peak. Do you understand? Okay, take a seat, Remy.
Judge, she's doing no contact as well?
Yeah, she's no contact, not to go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work.
All right, Judge, next is case 21, Serna Jonathan.
Morning, Mr. Serna. Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28th, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there. Stop. Oh, sorry.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant. Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence, Your Honor.
Serve the warrant. What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was service was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's been this incident.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's gang division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him off balance and the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what, so I was originally reading the summary and I'm going straight from the gems down, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Then they later state that there was that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing for that.
I'm gonna find no problem causing your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's gonna win?
They are. I understand.
No.
Yes, sir.
All right, hand,
All right, sit down.
please. Hey, you ready? Yeah.
I am here on Destiny Drake Osby. Yesterday, you ordered that she appear today. I was appointed last Friday. She caught a new ag assault family member in another court.
Now,
She is in court 8's holdover right now.
do you mind bringing her, please?
Last name is Drake-Osby. The case before you, like I said, it was recently appointed a week ago today. It looks like the arrest was the following day for whatever this new thing is.
This is for the,
Well, no, the new law violation that she caught in felony
let's,
court.
hold on before, because I want her to hear.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Quickly, Judge. This is an off-docket matter, Judge, of importance, however. My client, Jessica Razor, is currently on bond for assault of a family member. Husband is the CW. There's a magic protective order preventing her from having any contact with him, going within 200 feet of where he resides or where he works. They have a child. He is trying to see if he can set up a means where he can go see that child, but she cannot talk to him. She cannot talk to his mother. My question is there a way that we can have her to talk to her lawyer to see if her lawyer can talk to the complaining witness?
Yeah, I mean, that's okay, as long as they're not in direct communication, but if it's through the lawyers, of course.
Okay, thanks a lot, Judge. Okay.
I mean, Sean. You're on bond for DWI with us, and you've now picked up an aggravated assault of a family. You might dismiss Drake Osby. What happened in the ag assault, please?
Yes, Your Honor. On April 1st, 2020, as first specified, the plaintiff and the defendant are exes from a prior dating relationship. On April 1st, 2025, an officer was dispatched to an address in Harris County, Texas, responsible for disturbance call. The complainant stated there was a verbal altercation when the defendant took the complainant's cell phone. The defendant then entered the bedroom and began striking the phone with objects to break it. The complainant was able to retrieve his cell phone, at which time the defendant began to strike the complainant in the head and torso with a close fist, causing him to fall on the ground. The complainant was able to walk away, and the defendant grabbed a metal object and struck the complainant in the head and arm, causing 2 lacerations on his left eye and a laceration on his right eye, and multiple scratches on both arms. The defendant then jumped the fence and fled the scene. The object was a solid metal bracket, 12 to 16 inches in width, made of heavy gauge steel designed to hold 2 cylindrical metal tubes and has multiple sharp triggers. The item is manufactured for law enforcement officer use as a mounting or deployment device for entire deflation.
And all this over a phone? Ms. Drake Osby, I now have to revoke your bond in our case as well. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna set it at 5,001. You've still not made bond on the felony case, so if you do, I mean, we can talk, but okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, you'll have to.
So John, I think he's set for when? She's set for
514, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to do, I guess, the day after then?
You look at one other thing, Judge. Well, I think the felony is actually set for Monday. Our case before this one was caught up was when she was reset for 514.
It's up to, I'm good with whatever you want to.
I'm actually looking, I don't have any new discovery to look over because this case is so new. There weren't even any body cams for me, so I'm pretty much waiting on everything. I'll leave it where it is and I'll monitor things and see what's going on with the felony case, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Yeah, first again, Judge. The order states that she cannot interact with the complaining witness, neither personally or through a third person. She wants to know, will you allow her mother to drop off the kid?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Come on, Joseph, I'll hit you up next.
Judge,
Okay, who do you have?
I'm Jesus Montez. He's here.
Come up, Mr. Montez. Do you speak English?
Okay, yes. Got it. Thanks.
You are on bond for an assault in this case, and you've now picked up a new case. What happened to the violation of protective order, please?
Yes, Your Honor. On March 18th, 2025, Harris County, Texas, the officer met with the witness for a BPO call for service. The officer met with the as we filed with the defense, sent her learning text messages and called her 21 times. Learning received calls for 1 day after the 61-day protective order expired. It has no contact order in place out of 45.
You don't get it. You don't get it. I only have one thing to do. I'm sorry, I'm revoking your bond, putting you in jail. I ordered you not to do something and you're doing whatever you want to do. Doesn't work like that. There are serious consequences. Goes with you.
Who is this judge?
This is Montez.
Did you want another motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm putting a new MOA on him and I'm going to advise him that if he violates it again, we'll have a hearing to hold him at no bond. Okay? Because the second one, I can have a hearing. I will only touch the assault case and I'm going to put it at 5,001. He has made bond on the VPO.
He was given a PR.
They gave him a PR bond on the VPO. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep the PR bond on the VPO as well. This room, just,
Well, Judge, there were multiple orders in this case for bond conditions, and the one that ordered no contact was not labeled in order in the computer, so I didn't see it. There was another one that was no threatening or harassing, and a third one, and it was blank, and all it said was all conditions to be supervised by the department.
That means they're following the conditions in the state's motion filed that same day.
say it again.
Oh.
That
okay.
order will mean that they're supposed to be following the conditions in the state's motion that are filed on the same day as that transporter.
Tell him ad nauseum, you know. I'll leave the VPO as is, okay?
Yeah.
I'm putting a new protective order in today and I'll advise him that he's not to have contact with this person. And if he does again, I'll have a hearing to hold him at no bond. Okay? So, yeah, the VPO, he's made bond 2,500 and at the assault, I'm putting it at 5,001. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
The
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm only revoking the first case. Joseph,
yes, sir.
hey, what's your guy's name again?
It's Cesar Torres Reyes, Judge.
It's Torres Reyes. Come up. Have you had a chance to speak to him yet, Joseph?
I did, Judge. I spoke to him about, what occurred in order to get him removed from the program. He told me.
Hi.
He did complete IOP, SOP, the Victim Impact Panel in the DWI education course. However, there was a pattern of skip test from December all the way up until January 26th. He admitted to using alcohol 3 times after he completed treatment. So that's why they removed him.
You were out. They've now kicked you out of the PTI program. You need to make a decision today what you want to do. You must either accept a plea bargain agreement from the state or we will set your case for trial today. I'll let you go outside, speak to Joseph to see what you want to do. Do you have offers on this case now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What are they?
There's a previous time served offer, Your Honor, but
Okay.
it's still an on case. Actually, that was Your Honor, that I see.
Oh, who's needed?
Would likely, I just have a minute to look at it, Your Honor.
Take your time, no rush. Let's go outside. We'll have you talk to your lawyer and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm okay with these guys still want to offer, you know.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, may I be excused to call him?
Yeah, go. And then just come back and let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Pretty good, you? It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm here on Cindy Guardado, first appearance.
Okay, you ready?
So, Your Honor, DWI, I know the state filed for bond conditions. She blew over, she fully
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
We have to do arraignment. We haven't even done that.
Okay. Am I doing I need to step down or?
Yeah, because we have to do the arraignment.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Jumped the gun. All right.
Cindy Guardado, come up.
Cindy?
Do you need a translator?
No, Judge.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I'm sorry, no, it's elevated to a class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. So you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
And Judge, if it matters, I'll waive that. I've read it.
I want to know if just there are any aggravating
Yes, sir.
circumstances, because I have a lot of times where people have booze in the car and that makes a huge difference.
Sure. Gotcha.
On March 29, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a crash and made contact with the defendant. Law enforcement officer observed the defendant had glossy eyes, malodor alcoholic beverage, and displayed balance. The defendant admitted drinking 2 or 3 drinks in the bar prior to driving and stated he should continue to make a U-turn and should crash her vehicle into a fire hydrant. The witness stated that he saw the defendant sitting in her car behind the wheel after she crashed into the fire hydrant. On SFSTs were conducted where the law enforcement officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN, 7 out of 8 on the walking turn, and 3 out of 4 on the long stand. The defendant consented to a breath test and blew .182 on both tests.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
I believe license is eligible.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm awarding you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? How many people do we have to continually put in jail because they keep violating conditions? I'm not asking much. Just don't use, stay in contact with your lawyer, and don't drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and insurance in your name. Those are your bond conditions as well. Do you understand? Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with Mr. Burns and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
All right,
That's
thank
it.
you so much, Judge.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, please.
Wait.
Who's working? You ready?
Yes, Rich.
Hi.
Good morning. I'm here on Estrada, Mr. Estrada.
Okay. You mind bringing him up?
And Your Honor, he has a bond violation. He picked up an evading on foot.
You are on bond for a DWI. You've now picked up a new case. When is it going to stop? Let's go through your history, shall we? From 07, reckless driving, suspended license 12, suspended license, assault, VPO, felony continuous, endangering a child, ag assault, reckless driving, now a DWI. And while you're on bond for DWI, you've picked up now evading arrest. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer witnessed the defendant recklessly turn and nearly strike the law enforcement officer's vehicle. The law enforcement officer initiated a traffic stop and the defendant evaded. as the DIMS stated, the defendant evaded for 150 yards in the vehicle before being stopped. He couldn't go any further due to a valet parking lot. The defendant then exited his vehicle and fled on foot for 200 feet before being detained by the law enforcement officers.
So he almost hit someone. He's driving,
It looks like he almost hit the law enforcement officer.
so they attempt to pull him over
Yes, Your
and
Honor.
he takes off. He gets out of the car and takes off?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we have a no driving affidavit on this case? Do you know?
No, Judge, but we do have a condition, don't drive unless you valid insurance license.
Does he have a valid license?
I'm rerunning it now, Your Honor.
I don't understand. If he doesn't, I don't know how we don't have a no driving affidavit.
Your Honor, I believe this number to be incorrect. It's coming back. The number in here is coming back as eligible average for a different name and shows that whoever had this number was reported deceased. So whatever driver's license number, that's right, Your Honor. I can see the picture now. This is an incorrect driver's license number that I have.
Mr. Estrada, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now revoking your bond on the DWI. It goes with you. I'm now taking you into custody, and I don't know what I need to do to get your attention. Hopefully this is it, but all I want are my streets to be safe. And it's over to the tune of now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Goes with you.
Your Honor, if I'm able to find a bondsman this morning, would you allow a walkthrough?
No, dudes,
I understand, Judge, thank you.
thanks. Yeah. Did they give him a PR bond on the evading arrest? No, he made a shirt. I'll leave that as it's 5,001 on the DWI. Hi.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm approaching on Simone Lee because you'd expressed some questions about probable cause in her case,
Correct.
as I have myself.
Okay.
So this is her leasing office. She needs to go in there to access her mailbox, to access, various things. The time that she went in and received a so-called trespass warning was when her car was broken in and she was expressing concerns about it.
My only issue is that a lot of people say it, but they're really not on it. So if you show me that she has like a lease with her name on it at that complex, that would make a huge difference.
Well, she left, but they even say it in the report. There's no dispute on the fact that she lives in there. She was in that leasing office because her car had been broken in. She has text on her phone right now after they gave her the trespass warning for her just trying to sit there while the police come. She would contact them and get authorization from them saying, you can come in, just for her to check her own mailbox. So she has text right now on her phone that can show you she lived there, her contact between her and the office.
But I think at this particular moment, I mean, she goes in allegedly huffing and puffing, so they say, hey, get out. Right? And can you read me the DIMS again, State, please?
Yes, sir.
Only.
Looks like on June 16, 2023, the officer conducted an investigation, made contact with the complainant witness. Complainant was stated she was in the leasing office of the apartment complex when the defendant entered after she was given a criminal trespass warning. The defendant was yelling during business hours while the complainant had future residents in the lobby and office. The law enforcement officer issued a written criminal trespass on June 2nd, 2023.
So we know that from June, there's a trespass warning that she can't go. Are you telling me after that, she has a text from the leasing office saying that she can't go?
Correct. This is where her mailbox is. She has to go in.
Your Honor, from the bench report, it looks like that the defendant came in and caused the disturbance, because her air conditioner was not working.
I'd be huffing and puffing too.
Yes, Your Honor. Apparently, the leasing office sent maintenance personnel to the defendant's apartment to fix the issue, but she refused to allow them inside the apartment.
Well, I don't know. So let's do this. Today's Friday. Let's set it for Monday for a formal hearing. See if you can get some kind of lease, because I'd like to know
Okay.
if she does,
You want me to
like the
come back?
named lease.
Name,
Yeah,
please, and copies of the text messages?
sure.
Okay.
And then let's set it for formal probable cause hearing, because I don't know how you can possibly trespass someone where they live, and then you give them authority, hey, come back. Right? You know?
Yes, sir.
So we'll set it for Monday for a formal probable cause hearing. In the interim, I'm gonna order her not to go over there. Come up, Miss Lee,
She's,
until we figure this out. Say that again?
she doesn't live there anymore, but yeah.
It's probably a good idea. Okay, we're gonna set this for a formal probable cause hearing for Monday. Don't go back to this place. Don't have contact with the complaining witness in this case. It's not gonna go well if you do. Just don't, and then all will be fine, okay? They're gonna create those bond conditions. We'll have to sign it, and then after that, you'll be free to go, and we'll resume back on Monday, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thanks. But don't leave until you sign those bond conditions, man. Okay. You ready? Hi, Carl. Come on.
Page 5.
Is arraignment. The reckless driving judge, do you want him up?
No. I had a bit of an issue with this. That's why I wanted to appoint him someone to see. Go to the left, out of view. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so can you read me the DIMS again, Alex? please?
Yes, Your Honor. So on March 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officer observed the vehicle made an improper turn, nearly causing an accident with the vehicle turning next to him by turning into the wrong lane. Defendant then traveled at 80 miles per hour in a 50-mile-per-hour zone and made an unsafe lane change while speeding. Also, I watched the video for this one, so I can answer questions on what actually was observed or what I observed on the video.
So,
Even
well, let's break it.
Complaint, it basically alleges unsafe lane change. It doesn't really.
Is that the basis for the reckless driving, the unsafe lane change?
So the way that the charging instrument reads is essentially, word for word, is reckless to drive a vehicle in willful and wanton disregard for safety of persons and property by driving more than 35 miles per hour over the posted speed limit, making unsafe lane changes, causing other drivers to have to take evasive action and avoid collision with the defendant's vehicle.
Is that what you saw?
I did not observe any vehicles having to take evasive action. What I observed specifically was the defendant coming out of the parking lot on the theater road. He does cut across 3 lanes to go to the far lane. But I didn't see any vehicles having to take evasive action, slam the brakes on. In terms of speeding, I'm not sure if he was speeding or not, but it did look consistent with the flow of traffic with the exception of passing other vehicles.
I'm
Coronado?
gonna admonish him.
I think that's fair, Your Honor.
Come up. Who is it again? Mr. Deshawn, do you watch the news?
Yes, sir.
Do you really? Do you really watch the news? Every single day in our county, someone dies because of a boneheaded move that's made in a car. Every single day, not just one, multiple lives are taken on our streets just because people drive in such a manner that they end up killing someone. You know, yours is not the worst, and I'm going to find no probable cause. But be safe. You know, we're not asking for much. Don't drive unless you have a license. Don't drive unless you have car insurance. I tell you, I get so many emails every week because people, how can you help me? Because I have someone that's suing me for $50,000 because I got into an accident and crashed and I broke their car. They literally ask me to represent them and help them because they don't know where to go to, where to turn because someone filed a lawsuit against them. If someone does that and you get a judgment against you, you're hosed. Get car insurance, and when you drive, do it in a manner that you're not going to injure or kill someone. We're not asking for much, all right?
We had a conversation about that already, Judge.
Be safe. It's not much. You know, if you got to get somewhere in a hurry, leave earlier, all right? All right, I'm going to find no probable cause in your case, all right? Take care, man. Be safe. If I see you back, it's not going to go. All right, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Alan.
Judge, I also had a Trayvon Frazier over there for BBR. Do you want to do it now or later?
Yeah, no, we can do it now. I'm sorry, Joseph. I keep forgetting about you. I'll hit you up next.
All right, Judge, thanks.
But he has a regular vehicle charge, but he tested positive for cocaine and you wanted him here today.
I'm sending him now for a test.
For test?
Right now. Yep.
Okay.
This is Mr. Frazier. I'd like to send him for a test now. You were to come back, Mr. Frazier. He needs to come back.
Right. You come back.
You ready? Oh, no, hold on. I can't. I gotta hit Joseph. He's been waiting for so long. All right, Joseph, what do
Yes, sir.
you want to do?
I talked to my client, Your Honor, and he's willing to do the time served offer that the state's made.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, let's write it up. If you want to go ahead and write it up, we'll do it. Okay. Joseph, they're gonna get the paperwork ready. Just have your client go out there, explain it to him, and then we can, as soon as you're done, we'll bring him up to sign. You're
Okay,
filing-
thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Ready? Come on up.
Morning, Judge.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Friday, what's new, man?
Not much, Judge. This morning, standing in for John Paul on
Yes.
Abubakar Dasaki.
Okay,
He is present here in court, Judge.
okay.
My understanding based on recent events is that he requested a trial date. So that's what we're just trying to get your approval on.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever you guys want. Ramona's back there.
Okay.
Just go with Ramona, choose something, and then we're good.
All right, great. Maybe discuss.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Ready? Hi, come on up.
We have Mario Alamos, first setting.
Okay, do you mind bringing him up?
Yes, Mario, come on up, please. We'll waive probable cause, Judge. It's changing lanes with other vehicles present.
I'd like to step here.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Alamos.
Good morning.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 29, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer witnessed a vehicle fail to maintain a single lane by struggling across lane lines with other vehicles having to floor the vehicle and then failed to signal a lane change. Law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have a strong odor of alcohol beverage. Also observed there to be mouthwash on the vehicle and 2 beers on the floor. It's not said if those were open or not.
Go to the touch.
I do not believe it says that either, Your Honor. It just says 2 Modelo beer cans on the passenger floorboard.
Okay.
As far as the defendant admitted to drinking multiple alcoholic beverages, SFSDs were conducted where the law enforcement officer witnessed 6 out of 6 on the HGN, 2 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant was unable to complete the walk return. The modified wrong burger was also concluded where the defendant had a slide sway and estimated the passing of 30 seconds and 13 seconds. The defendant considered to a breath test at 0.086 and 0.08.
Mr. Alamos, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm also now placing a further restriction. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Judge, may I answer your question? It's first DWI. It's
He has a prior DWI.
No,
It was dismissed. I see it.
That prior-
And now he's got alcohol in the car.
just for the court's information, the reason why it was dismissed is because he blew a .05. They had no reason to arrest him in the first place, and he can verify that.
Remember that they don't need breath tests to prove, there's just an aid to convict, just like breath tests, just like field sobriety test. Back in the day, no one had anything, right? So regardless, I want to know for the time being that you don't have any issues. Do you understand, or would you like me to get a translator?
No lo entiendo bien. Okay.
Te voy a poner una máquina en tu auto. Tú no puedes manejar si no tienes una máquina en el auto. No puedes tomar alcohol, usar drogas y te voy a poner en exámenes para ver si estás tomando. Si tú tomas, si manejes sin esa máquina, te pongo en la cárcel. ¿Me entiendes? All right. Yo quiero saber que tú no tienes un problema y que no vas a matar a una persona en el calle. Right. If time passes and we're good after some time, come back and we
Like
can
after-
talk.
okay.
But
Sounds
for the
good.
time being, I want to know that we don't have a problem.
That's fair, Judge. So maybe 60 days or would it be 90?
Tú tienes abogado, porque tú tienes abogado, no tienes que regresar a la corte hasta que ellos te dicen. Pero si ellos me dicen que no pueden contactar y no estás comunicando, voy a revocar la fianza. ¿Entiendes? All right? Okay.
Judge, I don't think we had an eligible license on.
We do not, Your Honor. I don't have a driver's license number to run, but I don't.
You need a license.
¿Tienes una licencia para manejar?
Sí.
De Texas.
Sí.
Yeah, he's been in the United States since 1990, 1980s, Judge. I
Do you
mean,
mind, can we verify?
sure. Close citizen.
Yeah. Just, are you able to do it, please?
No, we.
I can run it, Your Honor.
All right. Solamente quiero saber si tú tienes un válido y puedes manejar.
Judge, it's a,
Well, don't do it here because
Yeah.
I'm live streaming, so I don't want the entire world to see it.
no, it expires 2020.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Well, look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they just made
I
it.
can, yeah, can I just run it for my
Sure.
sake, just for. No.
Don't, hey, I'm live streaming, so don't say anything out loud.
Thank you.
All right, name 3 and 4, Dennis, come on up. Yes. Up there.
Okay, so I'm gonna. What's your last say? Okay, it's fine, done all, that's all we do.
Okay.
So we got you a certain.
Mr. Bennett, what time did you get here, sir?
Like 20 minutes ago, I caught a flat.
It starts at 8:30, not at 10:20, 11:02. You need to make sure that you leave early next time so you get here on time.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are now charged with 2 cases. You're charged with possession of a controlled substance and unlawful carrying of a weapon. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle with no front license plate and initiated a traffic stop. Upon contact with the defendant, the law enforcement officer noticed strong odor of marijuana and carried out a probable cause search. The law enforcement officer observed a firearm in plain view, not in the holster and on the floorboard of the driver's side. The defendant admitted to marijuana being in the center console cup holder. The law enforcement officer located 2 bags of a leafy green substance in a plastic bottle with a thick green liquid identified as promethazine. Law enforcement officer also located 2 pills in a marked oxycodone bottle with no prescription that the law enforcement officer identified as alprazolam. The total weight of the pills was 0.5 grams. I believe the PCS will face off to be alprazolam.
Mr. Bennett, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You're in his license form, please.
It is not on.
You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand me?
Sir.
I don't care what is going on in your life. I'm going to straighten out everything as much as I possibly can. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system and you're to come back. Do you understand me?
Sir.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. And I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. If I find that you do, if you have a problem, now is the time for you to address it. Because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Sir.
This is an affidavit that you're gonna be signing that you're not to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. So Felicia, I'm gonna have him swear to us that he's not gonna drive, then I'd like to send him for a test, please. Come on, and then you're to come back.
Good, I have another one. It was in the 486.
Okay.
Page 14, Johnson Edward, come on up.
Do you need me to sign this?
Yes. They include rest.
You were Edward Johnson.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to that guy.
Since 22. Interference. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Assault. Assault. And now 2 more. You now stand charged with assault of a family member. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 23rd, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a disturbance call. The officer met with the complaining witness and stated that she was in a dating relationship with the defendant for about 2 years. The witness stated that she and the defendant had been in verbal altercation a few days prior, and the defendant had just returned that they were not sleeping together. The witness tried to enter the residence, but the defendant closed the door on her arm, causing pain. The witness stated that the defendant and her then got into a tussle where the defendant eventually bit her bicep area, causing pain. The officer observed a bite mark as one.
So he just picked up a felony case as well. What happened on that case, please?
That's going to be through opposition to marijuana warrants of 5 pounds. In that case, Your Honor, on April 1st, 2025, law enforcement officer performed a traffic stop because the license plate did not return to the vehicle. The defendant was the driver and the sole occupant. The defendant stated he had some weed in the car. The defendant had an open warrant from Galveston for possession of marijuana and a misdemeanor warrant for an handgun. The law enforcement officer arrested the defendant and located 4.38 ounces of marijuana in a bag in the backseat.
Can you run an NCIC? How many charges does he have now? And how many jurisdictions, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Total charges, Your Honor, or just?
Okay, see a possession of marijuana. So an open possession of marijuana and a UCW in Galveston?
Alamos?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So he has 2 open charges over there as well?
He has a felony possession of marijuana and then the unlawful carry weapon out of Galveston.
Mr. Johnson, I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to come right back. On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a GPS device so I know where you are at all times. You are not allowed to drive. You're going to be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I'm now also giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If I find that you're out past curfew, I'm going to make your bond so high, it will hit the stratosphere. Do you understand? I don't know what we need to do. Obviously,
Did you go? What's this? For Alamos? I needed Alamos, is that Alamos?
That is Alamos. That's Alamos, right? Alamos?
Alamos is Frank's case.
Is that your client? That's your client, right? Oh, that's right.
Alamos,
Right.
and you can, so. I'm so confused.
Vic,
Yes.
on Mr. Johnson, we're setting him for a test. He used to come back.
Judge, could you go over those conditions for everyone again? My apologies.
Yeah. So no weapons, no driving, GPS with a curfew of 7 PM to 7 AM. He can go to Galveston for his court date only. Otherwise, he's to stay in Harris County.
Yes, Judge.
No weapons, no alcohol, scram. And then depending on what happens with the test today, we'll go further. I need to know if there's a MOA because, oh, no contact with the complaining witness as well in this case, please. No.
Judge, did you want me to?
Yeah, please.
Are you done with them?
No, because I need to know if there's a MOA that we can have him sign in.
Ariel, can you see if there's a MOAB on Johnson Edward?
I think I may need you to file a new one because the one is scratched out for the no contact here.
That's already planned, but where's the?
Yeah, but they took off the no contact order in this one.
Yeah, they said
So-
they scratched out and they're communicating with the protected individual.
Right, and I don't want him to have any contact with this person. So, I mean, do you mind filing a new MOA in this case, please?
Where is he?
Okay, so we're gonna have you wait over here, or I guess we'll have you take a seat while we get all the paperwork ready. You must come back after the drug test. Do you understand? Take a seat.
Get him to sign
Or-
first. Judge, you want him to sign it and MOAB when he goes?
Yeah, but they have to file.
Just so we know, not to let him sign.
Oh, and he needs to sign the no driving affidavit as well.
Okay.
Anna.
So I've got a couple to talk to you about.
Okay.
Start with the easier one first. Mr. Ally, he,
Marquis Seller?
yes,
Is he in custody?
no, he's on bond. He had a violation because apparently he was random drug tests.
Oh, right. Is he here?
He is here. He went and he's tested. He came back negative, which is positive. But I think there was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding about him having to go drug test. He's got a pretty extensive orange sheet. And he's doing a mental health PTI, which
Remember?
he's done the interview. We're just waiting on the report. So I think it may have just, when he missed the drug test, just a misunderstanding, miscommunication as to what the bond conditions were.
Edward Johnson?
Did you get the report on Ally yet?
Okay, I get those emails. I don't think I can.
I haven't gotten one, but I did speak
Been
with.
waiting. It's been a long time.
Well, they do them in batches rather than piecemeal. And so we just,
I mean, he went and did it at least 60 days ago, no?
I don't think it's been 60, maybe 30, 45-ish, but he has gone. I did speak with the Harris Center and he,
I remember you telling me that he went.
yeah. We're just waiting, and the Harris Center, I know that they're very overwhelmed and understaffed and.
I get it. What do you want to do?
What, like I said, he's here, he is clean, If we
That's
could,
good.
yes.
Okay, I mean, he's clean, which is great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's set it, I don't know, maybe a week.
Okay.
If it's not back in a week, I'm gonna call it.
Okay, perfect.
Who's
Let's do
next?
that. Mr. Jorge Pena, he's in custody. He has a fugitive case,
Is it what case?
a fugitive case.
Okay, oh. Hi,
And-
Amy.
He would like to speak to you about getting a new lawyer.
About a bond?
No, he wants a new court-appointed lawyer. And
Do you mind bringing out Jorge Pena, please? Pena, please.
I don't want to presume to speak for the court,
Is it
but
upset with you? I find that really hard to believe, really.
Judge,
Can you go to bat? So I don't get it, right?
this is the first time.
He thinks he can get a different zone. Is it just because of the fugitive case?
So he has a fugitive case and a local case, which makes it a little more complicated.
He's made bond on the local case, which is good. So the 15 days. Did he waive or did he refuse? Okay. He looks young. Rick, did you find something?
No, Judge, I don't have the website, Judge. You can pass that along, I'll try.
You what?
I don't have the website.
You are, okay.
Judge,
Let me just make sure.
the locator system says it won't work.
Say it again?
The locator system said that it will not work, within 48 hours of them being placed into U.S. custody. I'm not sure if it has been the last 48 hours that she's been detained by ICE.
You want, hey, it looks like I've got the boyfriend here. Do you want me to get the phone number for this person and I'll give it to you, Rick? You talked to him? Or have you already talked to
I've
him?
been talking to him, Judge. I do have it.
And what's he saying?
He says that tells me that ICE has her.
That ICE has her.
I don't have any, yes, I don't have a verification of it.
Okay, so why don't we do
Apparently-
this? Because state is saying that within 48 hours of them taking, they can't verify it. I guess it takes a bit to hit the system, you know?
Oh, I see, yes.
And
Mhm.
when did they allegedly get her?
Yesterday, it showed that she was out on bond, but she didn't appear yesterday. So apparently, maybe a couple of days before.
Say it again?
It does give a number for the field office. If you guys want to reach out and contact them.
Yeah, but you got a lot, I mean, you got a lot of stuff here going on, you know?
But county doesn't have a right, Judge?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you should get that deeply involved, you know what I mean? Because I don't want you to do something that you get in trouble, so. The hold was lifted 3/16. Rick,
Okay, Judge.
so that's been 2 weeks.
Wow. So apparently that's where she's been. I've had no contact with her, Judge.
I mean,
but,
if we can't verify that she's in custody, because I can't, then I'm gonna revoke the bond.
Right, right. I understand.
So I
Maybe-
guess, do you want to see if the guy that's here can provide proof that she's in other than his word?
Right. He tells me that he has a immigration attorney for her. So let me speak to him, Judge. I'll talk to him and then I'll get back with you.
He has like a folder with a bunch of stuff.
Do you have his phone number?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Okay. Do you speak English?
Yeah, I speak English.
Okay, so her lawyer is gonna call you now. We need proof that she's actually in immigration custody.
Number and everything, forced citizen and everything. She has court Monday, with my immigration lawyer, I'll sponsor her and everything.
Okay, so go out there, speak to the lawyer to see what kind of proof that you can bring us and let us know. And
Okay, yeah, I got all the paper you need and permissions. Okay.
he's gonna call you now.
Okay.
Okay,
Will do, Judge. Thanks.
thanks, Rick. Hey, after this, I'll hit you up, Joseph. Pena.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Pena, you were wanted out of another state. And I guess your lawyer there are two things. You're not happy with Anna here, And so we need to talk about number one. Number two, a lot of times when people have fugitive cases, they ask for me to set them a bond so they can get out and go turn themselves in. I don't know. I don't know why you're wanted out of the other state. All I know is that you have an open DWI now. And within the last, year and a half, you've picked up 2 other cases with me in this court. So I know you because you keep picking cases up. So I don't care if you have Jesus here. It don't matter who you got, where she's as that good, right? I don't know if I'm gonna give you a bond because all I know is you keep picking cases up. And you're only 23. So Amy, tell me about Mr. Penn.
Yes, he's one out of Newton County, Indiana, from business influence, forgery, fraud, and identity section. This was issued May 14th of 2024. He of course has local cases for DWI, 415. Let me see what else.
What's he wanted for? What was the first part?
Corrupt business influence, forgery, fraud, and then identity deception.
Corrupt business influence, forgery, and fraud. Do we know that they want him?
Yes,
Okay, is there a bond that's been set there?
I don't have any information about bonds. Also, day is coming up in 5 minutes if we're discussing bond.
Okay, so tell me, what's going on?
Mr. Pena, I don't want to get too far into attorney-client
Sure, of
communications. He would like to ask for a new appointed lawyer.
Why?
Well, me and her had a conversation, like, there's nothing against her, but, we just had a conversation and I didn't think that
She's fighting for you?
you could
She's
say-
one of the biggest junkyard dogs that we have here. There's no one that fights more than she does.
No,
She's better than most attorneys I even see here. I'm telling you, she's amazing.
no, I believe you. You could be saying the truth, but,
I am saying the truth.
no, I know you are. I believe me. And, just off the fact, the case, the other price case that you did bring up, I haven't had, it was a year and a half already, and it's only been for for protection. Like my other cases, I'm not no bad dude that robbery or they're all gun charges. And that's just on the behalf of the landscaping business that I got, that every time when I'm in the backyard or so, somehow they're always trying to steal the back of the trailer. That's the only reason, and the only cases that I got. I don't got no evading arrest, no like robbery or what, however you.
I don't know, but we have another prosecutor that's coming up to speak about this as well. I'm not gonna give you another lawyer. This is a lawyer that we've given you. We only have a couple lawyers who do these types of cases regardless. So,
The only thing I was gonna, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Okay.
The only one I was gonna ask you was I was trying to get the lawyer that fought for the 2 gun charges. I don't know, Mr. Some with, I just forgot. I think he's an Italian dude.
those cases you had.
They have the same guy. And I really thought it was him right here.
Oh, it is Greg.
I know why you're little familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg, you represented Mr. Pena on both of his prior cases.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why when I looked at it, I was like,
So look, the only way you can have Greg is you can hire him. Otherwise, you got Anna. Okay?
oh, yeah, he's getting, now he charges that. Look at
I always charge, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna put you back because we're waiting on another lawyer to come up here.
Let me go back and talk.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll charge you again.
Okay, hold on. Joseph,
Yes, Judge.
are you ready?
I'm ready, Judge.
Okay. What's the last name again?
It's Cesar Torres Reyes.
Brad said, Torres Reyes. Has he signed? Torres Reyes, come up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get stuff for Jeff.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you sign some stuff in the future?
I'm good.
Over here. All the attorneys.
Greg.
We haven't got any signatures from the attorney either, Jeff.
Oh, Joseph, can you start signing the plea paperwork in the queue?
Well, Judge, I just went into the kiosk a little while ago. There was no forms in there. So
there now?
there was nothing in there for me to sign.
It should be there now.
All right.
Check again.
All right,
please.
thank you.
Maybe log out, log in, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Cesar Torres Reyes.
Judge, do you want to sit back there on the attorney's side?
Hmm?
You want to have a seat?
No, let's do it. Come on up. Mr. Torres Reyes, it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, next week, next year, but one day, you're going to look back today and say, why the hell didn't I get this done? What's happening today is this DWI will be going on your record.
Yes,
It will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new DWIs that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Not only that, the next time you get pulled over, if you smell like alcohol, if you smell like any kind of dope or anything funky, officer's gonna come up to your car, they're gonna see this, they're gonna look at your record. If they smell something, it's probably not gonna go well for you.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Is it true or untrue that you had a .15 or above?
True.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Work as a healthcare representative for Kelsey Siebel.
Okay, so. I'm gonna have him wait over there. The lawyer's not even here. So just, I have it, take a seat. Your lawyer's not even here. I can't do the plea. I thought he was here. Just take a seat. He's not even here. You ready? Please.
So it's, the court has her listed in Miss Cardone. She's in the box. Last name's actually Bosenberg.
We're gonna do a name change.
Okay, well, on the paperwork, do you have some paperwork for me? You would look at, son is here as well. And so when you get there, I'm gonna reset it and.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you need, obviously, you know, I asked her politely, I said, just don't call blind unless it's a true emergency.
So yeah, one of her sons lives with her. He's here today too, so I can forward the paperwork.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
I just asked her not to call again, you know, I hope she doesn't because,
Initially, we took it to the doctor to do the blood work so they could try to adjust everything.
oh, she's taking medication.
No, she's taking insulin plus 5 diabetes pills along with insulin.
Okay. Do you think that's impacting?
What the doctor thought it was, so we tested everything yesterday, so we're waiting on all the things to come back before we do anything further, but before she does anything further. As far as getting like some kind of psychiatric help or something like that.
I'm gonna waive the appearance so that she doesn't have to come to court.
Okay.
Just stay in touch with Greg. He'll tell you if and when she has to come back to court and then, just hopefully she doesn't call back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get we're gonna get the appointment, and then I'll forward you the information, send it to your other brother, or whoever's gonna take her.
Yeah, no, well, we have.
To go to the appointment,
Yes,
and
sir.
then we'll get a report about 30 days after that, and we go from there.
And thank you, Judge, for helping.
Well, I just, you know, hopefully nothing else is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on our promises.
I got
And
you.
then just have a scene, I'll try to get you out of here as
Okay.
quick as possible, okay?
Thank you, sir.
I got another one, in custody. He's been offered the mental health diversion, but he's in custody. So I mean, how does he go to the Harris Center? It's, this one is gonna be on Mr. Zelaya, Kenny Zelaya.
It's because he took off.
Therein lies the dilemma. I am going to ask you for a bond, and yes, I know you are going to say, how do we guarantee that he?
Zelaya. Let me talk to him. I don't mind.
Okay.
It's one FT.
I know, but
So I'm okay giving it to him. I just want to admonish him that I'm not going to do this again.
he knows his aunt's address.
Are you guys opposed?
Your Honor, I mean, from what I understand,
Tell what,
So,
what's your.
yeah, we want to give him mental health treatment that he needs. If if compliance is a concern, then, maybe a GPS monitor might be a good suggestion if you're compliant.
Hey, okay.
But I think the priority here is to get them into mental health treatment, which we can't do for.
So I'll admonish him that we're not gonna play this game again. I'll give you another one. Please go. If you go, good things will happen.
Judge, no objections on, he needs a GPS, just to make sure, if that gets him out so he can go to the appointment at the Harris Center, that'd be great.
Judge, if I may, I believe we can file an order of release and have the Harris Center pick him up from the jail.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
That's jail.
That'd be a more, better solution.
I've never had y'all do that. That's fantastic.
So we can sign a PTI contract, once that's signed, we can file.
Smells right. It's awful.
Well, Judge will
Yeah, it's not supposed to be fun.
decide, but
love it.
we'll see what he says.
The thing is that all we ask you to do is show up. And when you don't show up, this is what happens. Why? We're not gonna bite you.
Oh, y'all look
Never been to court. How do you know what happens?
Y'all
Oh, man.
too fancy for me.
Come on.
For me,
You really got stripes like a clown suit. Those.
No,
Yours, mine's fancy too.
You're suit up.
So what are you doing with yourself these days? Who are you living with?
Right now, staying with friend's house and then.
Where, do you have mom and dad around?
Well, mom passed away when I was 9 years old. So,
Pop
and
around?
dad, he's not in the picture. Like, every time I go home, I have problems at home. Like me and him, we fight, fist fight. We just don't we can't stand each other.
I want to let you out, but I have to make sure that you're not going to run away. Because when you run away, bad things happen. That's why we put you in jail, because you just didn't come back.
Oh, we got Subway.
Okay, great. But I still need you to come back. I don't care where you were. You still have to come back.
Okay.
So we can do this the easy way, and then if it doesn't work the easy way, we'll try it the hard way.
Okay,
So-
that'd be great.
What we want to do, the only thing that we want to do is try to have you speak to a doctor, to see how things are going.
Okay.
That's all we would like you to do. And if you do, great things will happen. There's a program that we have where it's called the mental health PTI program, where if you complete it, your case gets dismissed. All you have to do is talk to someone. And if you do that, great things will happen. Can you get that done?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zelaya, I want you to understand that I'm not going to do this again. I'm giving you another opportunity to do this. If you blow me off again, I'm not going to do this again. You have to understand that no one is going to bond you out. That's why you're stuck there now. You have no one to bond you out. The only way is if you continue to show up. I've given you a lawyer. We're going to give you a cell phone so you can always get a hold of him. Do you have a phone?
Yes.
There's no reason. Do you think we can get the appointment today so we can give it to him on the way out?
Usually, my understanding was they get the information on the PTI.
Laya.
No, sorry, I was calling.
Usually they get the information on the PTI sheet that they sign the contract that they're gonna do it, and then they go on their own
How long does
accord.
this take?
Oh, it takes like a month. We usually reset a month, but I thought they just call and set up the appointment once they're out.
And let
they
him
go.
out for a whole month and waiting and just,
It's not necessarily a full month, it just depends on how long circumstances require it. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a month, obviously it's individualized.
I don't know if I'm going to be down for just letting out for a month while we wait for the appointment to happen.
Well, I think it's on him to call and to go there.
Your Honor, from my understanding of it, if.
That's right.
Once we file, and the CLO might have some, I apologize, never mind. From what
That is what all these guys do.
I apologize. From what I understand,
No, I think you're right, that we give them the contract, they sign it, and then it's on them to go.
That's my last experience with it, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Can we get the contract today?
Yes, Your Honor. And then once we have the contract, we can file those orders of supervision or release and we can raise it to Harris Center and Harris Center will pick him up.
Let's do that.
And then he can go in today and I
That's
believe,
probably the best course of action.
Harris, pick him up from here, from the
Yes.
county?
yes.
Okay, that's fine. That's, yeah, whatever the court wants.
That way we know what
We can
happens.
do that.
Okay, let's do it now.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Your Honor.
So
Go ahead.
I'll let you explain it.
No, nothing. It's not about this.
But will you explain to Mr. Zelaya?
I will explain it.
We're working this agreement for you. It's this diversion program that once you have this interview, the case goes away. But you have to get the interview done.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna take me at least a day or two. So give me a little bit, but we're working with you to try to get the best thing for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Might be Monday, okay, but you're gonna get out. But you gotta do what's they're gonna do, okay? You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I trust that you're gonna do it.
Yes, sir.
I like your smile.
Thank
You got it sold. All right. All right, Mrs. Zelaya.
Thank you. All I was gonna say is I got a plea across the hall, so it's fun.
Oh, great.
Hey, but just before you move on, Tom, is there something to
You got the laptop? Is that mine? Okay. Joseph, let me get this plea done so Joseph can get out of here. Come here.
I'm ready for it now.
Everything's signed, Your Honor.
I know, Joseph, I'm trying to get it. Come on. I've admonished Mr. Torres that this is going on his record. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf. And cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to 3 days in jail. I'm going to give you credit for the 1 day that you have done. I don't know about waiving the fee for the supervisory, for the DPS fee, Joseph. I'm going to have him fill out an affidavit to see if he's truly indigent. Okay? I need you to fill out an affidavit for me.
Yes,
to see if he's
Judge.
Indigent as to whether I'm going to waive it or not. As it stands, I'm suspending your license for 180 days. Do not drive.
I don't drive.
Do you understand? It's only bad things are going to happen. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
I don't drive anymore.
Okay, come on. All right, thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, ready? Mr. D.
Please, Judge, Mr. Javier Romero.
Okay, the judge gonna ask you how you plead guilty, not guilty, guilty, but he's not gonna find you guilty. Instead of finding you guilty, he's gonna place you on parole and must defer yes, sir, and no, sir, to your honor. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
It's correct. And I gotta be one, I gotta.
Just lost access to that
Take your
thing.
time, judge, no rush. Get my age, you don't rush nothing.
I just lost access to everything. When he was doing with the computer, I think he unlocked it or did something. Now I can't log into anything in the computer. I can't look at the docket. I can't get in to sign anything.
Oh, no, yeah. I just, it's just 19. So help you become a man. That's it. Can't stay young, man. Stay out of trouble for a job. Be responsible, right? Yes, sir. Can't stay a teenager forever. Time to grow up. With all this stuff behind you, get a job.
So what are we doing, Mr. D?
OT must defer adjudication probation, Your Honor. I think it's a good thing for Mr. Gomero.
He's got a bond violation today.
He came back negative, Judge.
Sent him for a test?
Yes, sir, Mrs.
Yes, Judge,
Felicia
it
said he-
was negative.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Great. Good job.
Yes, sir, appreciate it.
That's great. That makes me really happy, Mr. Williams, really. I was upset that you missed the appointment, but you came back, tested negative. That's great. That's
Thank you.
all we're asking, right? You know, because the thing is you're entering into a great deal, right? If you complete this, you don't end up with a conviction. But what you need to understand is that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And it's a contract between you and the court saying, hey, I'm going to complete this agreement. If you don't, you authorize me to put you in jail for an entire year. So it's no joke. We routinely have to put people in because they just don't get it. We're not asking for much. And I'll make you an even sweeter deal. If you do well and you kick butt, I'll take you off in half the time. If you do your classes quick, don't test positive, be nice to everybody, because you got to understand you're meeting with probation officers. They're dealing with the worst of the worst all day, every day. So if you get in there at 4 o'clock, they're probably going to be in a very bad mood. So make the first appointment in the morning, go in there, crack a joke, be nice. You have the meeting out of your hand, you know? And like anything in life. Now, it's a 15-month deferred. Part of the agreement is for you to complete an effective decision-making class, a gun safety class. You must also do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what are the conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them.
So, Judge, was it 15 months or 14 months?
15.
I have 15. But look, if you do good, you're off in 7.5 months. If you've really, substance abuse treatment as needed, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, forfeiture of the weapon, and 32 hours of community service. Is this how you understand it?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you graduate from high school?
I ain't graduate.
No, sir, no.
Oh, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
Well, how far did you get in high school?
Last time I was in 10th grade, sir.
Hey, no, it's unacceptable. You need your high school diploma.
Sir.
In lieu of the community service, I'd rather him work to get his GED. You need your GED. If you don't have your high school diploma, every single employer is going to run circles around you. You will make pennies to when other people are making dollars.
Yes,
You
sir.
need your high school diploma.
So
That is my main focus of this thing. Once you get that high school diploma, I'll take you off.
yes, sir.
That's how meaningful it is. You understand?
Sir.
Okay, so what I want is, let's set it off 3 weeks. And I want to know within 3 weeks that he's enrolled to start doing classes, okay? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it, or if it gets violated. If you pick up a new case, if you smoke weed, if you do something you're not supposed to do, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We're going to have a hearing to see if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year. But I'm telling you now, I will keep you, and I can keep you for 3 years until you get your high school diploma.
Yes, sir.
We have services so that you can get it for free. So money is never an issue. and I will help you in any way that you need. But that's the most important thing in your life at this very instant. You understand? Okay. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not gonna find you guilty. I'll withhold that. I'm gonna waive all your fees. It's never about the money. You understand? If you ever have a problem, you get a probation officer you don't get along with, come here, we can help you out. But don't just take off. It's the worst thing you can do.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Mr. Camaro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Judge, I have a question for page 15.
No. Frederick,
Judge.
you had Smiley.
Yeah, yeah. We were there yesterday, but we left felony court. He didn't check in with your court. I told him to come down there and wait for me till I finished. I get down there, he's gone. I mean, he never showed up or, and I guess I wasn't clear.
What are we doing with Mr. Smiley's case regardless?
Okay, here we go. I got the mitigation package already been turned in to the felony. They're, deciding what they want to do. An alternative, if they don't approve it, we have a plea. So we have a resolution one way or the other when we come back to court. April 29th.
Is that on the 29th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll set you for the same day. On that day, it's here as well, plea or trial.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we'll have it resolved that day, one way or the other.
Okay, we got you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're good. All right. Bye.
See you later. Okay.
I was approaching on Mr. Lamonius. He's in custody. Lamonius.
Lamonius. I'll hit you up next, Harold.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, don't worry about it. Okay. Tell me about it.
This is a fugitive case. He's wanted out of Escambia County, Florida for assault battery.
Only burglary with assault.
Oh, burglary with assault battery.
Felony, burglary, assault, and battery. Okay.
I believe it's one charge, not multiple. And he has asked me to ask the court for a bond, a fugitive bond.
Do you mind bringing him out? Get you going, please. Lemonias. Please. I saw a day here earlier. What happened? You took off already?
I could do it.
Okay. I'm not saying anything I need. Harold, talk to me while we're waiting.
So Judge, I'm here for Miss Washington. She's got a bond violation. You're hearing me,
Come
right?
up, Miss Washington.
Judge, I think the allegations tested positive for THC, but I think we're close in time to the arrest date still. It was February 3rd.
I ordered you not to use illegal drugs. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? I will give you the time from the date of your arraignment here, a sufficient amount of time to have passed. If I find it, it's not going to go well for you. She was arraigned and ordered on her conditions February 10th. So I will give 50 days from that time. If you test positive after that, it's not going to go well for you. Do not use. So, look. It's already been past the 50 days, Harold. I don't know what to tell you. She's using.
Well, Judge, but if it's February the 10th, right, you have, that's 18 days left in February, and then it would still be another.
50 days would be March 17th.
50 days from February the 10th?
Or at the latest, the 24th.
I don't doubt you. There's a website I go to because I'm terrible at this calculating days things.
You're using. You're using. You know, I ordered you not to.
My court date was on and it was.
I arraigned you and ordered you not to use as of February 10th. We are now April 4th.
But Judge, the positive test was on March the 25th, I believe. I think is what the letter said.
Yes, but I ordered her not to use on February 10th.
So Judge, I just went to this website to calculate the days from February the 10th to March 25th, and it's coming back 43 days. I realize it's just a week, but from 50.
If you want a week, I'll give you a week out of courtesy. You're to come back here in a week and test.
It should be on my.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Ms. Washington.
Oh, that's
I'll bring you back in a week, man. Take a seat. All right, I'll bring her back in a week, Harold.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Got it.
I know she appreciates it.
Is exactly a week from today good for you?
I'm gonna be in Fort Bend County again, but
You can always Zoom.
sure, I only have one person that day, so, that'll be the 11th.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right, you got it.
yes, sir. All right, thank you so much, Judge. My be excused.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a good weekend. Thank you.
All right, coming up. Mr. Limones?
Yes, sir.
Limones, good morning, sir.
Sir.
Your lawyer is asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before. All I know is that you have a charge out of Florida and that you have some criminal history out of here. And that's quite concerning because the last thing I want to do is to give you a bond and you go out there and leave a wake of destruction on the way to Florida. I have enough trouble sleeping as it is. That's not what I want. So it's really hard sometimes to figure out who should we give a bond to, who should we not give a bond to.
Understandable, sir.
So State, tell me about him.
Yes, Judge. He's wanted out of Escambia County, Florida for felony burglary with assault or battery. State's asking for no bond in this case. This was issued, while it was issued March of this year. We're concerned about the facts around this case. It seems that the complaining witness on this case knew the defendant in some kind of relationship, family unit. In this case, complaining witness was inside a car. Defendant went to the driver's side of the car, opened the door, grabbed the female by the legs and dragged her out of the car. Put her in something just like a full Nelson. So we're concerned about the danger to this complaining witness in this case. Furthermore, we're concerned about the criminal history related to this defendant. He does have a bond forfeiture out of our court. He's also been a previous out-of-county fugitive from Galveston. He has some other criminal history.
Does he have anything else open anywhere else?
He had a criminal mischief that he was convicted of in 2021 out of Galveston, a resisting arrest from 2019 out of Brazoria. He had a probation revocation in 2019 for Brazoria, DWI second, 2019 for Jefferson County. He had an evading motor vehicle from Harris County deferred revoked in 2016 because he had picked up 2 new cases, one of which was a DWI from 2016. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Judge, the complaining witness in the open case, she's here today in court. I know we don't want to get bogged down in the facts, but she is here today. And yes, he does have some history, but most of it's over 5 years old. Nothing too recent.
Criminal mischief is 2 years old out of Galveston, right? You said it's 21 or?
2021.
2021, so that's 4 years. Sorry, I rounded up. So he's not had any contact with law enforcement for 4 years. He's working as a tanker. He works, changing out the seals in the tanks. If he is allowed to pay the fugitive bond, go to Florida and resolve this, then that helps him keep his job.
I don't know. I mean, I truly don't, because while he's got some criminal history, it's not a couple of years ago, but it's a new case, and is it 1 felony? Is it 2 felonies?
It is 1 felony. It's burglary with assault or battery. This is the name of the charge. I do also want to mention on the warrant, it says no contact with the alleged victim. So.
Wow. They're telling you not to have contact with the victim, and here,
Okay, speak your honor.
Let me say something, Judge.
Don't talk about the case because they can use it against you, but
She's not under the court order. If she wants to come, you know, it's only him that has to stay away from her. I did not realize that.
Did you want to say something?
Do I need to say it to you? I don't know who I.
Just don't talk about the facts of the case in Florida. That's all we're gonna say, because anything you say there, you know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, they can use against you. You know, I live stream proceedings, so,
Yeah.
you know, people may see it.
If we want to step back in there and you can tell me whatever you need to tell me, I just don't want to.
Sure. Whenever you're ready.
Can we reapproach, Judge? Okay.
Okay.
Judge, real quick.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, without getting too bogged down in the details, of the fugitive or the underlying case, my client also is an Army veteran with an honorable discharge. He's 100% disability from the VA. If you give him a fugitive bond, he's gonna go back to Florida. Because he's got too much to lose if he doesn't.
Was he on bond for this, or is it to be?
I believe it's a 2B.
2B. The state of Florida is requesting no bond until first appearance.
Say it again?
The state of Florida is requesting no bond until first appearance.
Mr. Lemonious, I will give you an opportunity to go turn yourself in. But I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not gonna do this again.
Sir.
Everybody tells me that. Everybody tells me, if I had one strand of hair, every time someone told me, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. The actions speak louder than words. You telling me this means absolutely nothing, because you have rich criminal history, man. And now you got a new case in another state and you're here. So you telling me it's not gonna, I mean, really, at what point is it gonna take for you to realize that, you know, if you have anger issues, you need to address it. If you have substance abuse issues, you need to address it. If you truly are a veteran, there are services available for you to be able to deal with these things. It's a matter of you wanting to do it, you taking the initiative and being proactive before they put your ass in jail and force you to do it. Is that what it's going to take?
Sir.
Everybody tells me that until they're wearing orange like you are now. Courts really notice when people take proactive, meaning they do stuff on their own to try to address any issues. It really goes a long way. Now, as far as a bond is concerned, I'm not giving you a low bond, but I will set you a bond. I'm going to set you a $5,000 bond, okay? If you do make it, we give you 2 weeks from your release to go turn yourself into Florida. If you fail to do it, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And I'm telling you now, I will not do this again. You ever pick up a new case, if you fail to turn yourself in here, I will revoke the bond. I'm going to set it at 0. Like I said, you won't get another one. And this time I will hold you. And I tell you now, we've had cases where it takes damn near 90 days to get Florida to come down here to pick someone up. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor, I will note Dave is coming. Dave is coming up in 3 minutes. Besides.
Okay. All right. So I'm. So you can put it back for now. Let me see what Dave has to say. I don't know if he has anything that's going to change my mind, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah. Hey, hold on. Calmate.
I mean, Trayvon.
Yeah.
I told him.
Yeah, that's all that.
Judge, he tested positive, which we knew he would.
Cocaine and alcohol, Judge.
Goes with you. It's unacceptable, man.
I explained to him already that that's probably gonna be the consequence.
And I'm telling you now that I'm assuming that you'll bond out. I'm now going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. If I find that you do, you will continue over and over and over. Do you understand? Okay, it goes with you.
Judge, the new bonds are gonna be set at what?
5,001 each.
5,000 each?
5,001 each.
Each, okay. I also, have Rochelle Rogers.
Judge, she tested positive for amphetamines, however, she did indicate to pre-trial that she did have a prescription for,
Rochelle Rogers.
Oh,
She has a prescription for Adderall. She provided it to the people at the testing.
okay.
So that's why she tested positive.
I don't know if that's something that we'll have to look to see if it's something that she would test positive for. Come up, Ms. Rogers. So on Frazier, 5,001 on each. Yeah, and then I'll do the bail orders here momentarily. I don't know who in you have this life that's willing to bond you out repeatedly if you violate conditions. History will tell us how these cases have gone. You're not to use alcohol. You're not to use illegal drugs. You're not to go back to this house. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond and I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
So,
Judge, she's been in this court before for criminal trespass before in 2022. That case.
Many times. And
I know.
we've had many times that we've had to revoke her bond for one.
Understand. I didn't know if you remembered or not. Just wanted to make sure you did. This is for an incident. Subsequent to that one, obviously, but I've talked to her and I haven't received discovery yet, but she doesn't drink alcohol and she doesn't do drugs that she doesn't have a prescription for. And she did provide a prescription for Adderall.
I don't know if you have or if you're allowed to have access to the kids. That's the main crux of this thing, I think, is lies with the children. But if there's an order for you not to have access to the children, then don't. Because if you do something contrary to the family court order, that's going to be a whole new mess in and of itself. So as it stands now, I don't want you to go to this house and I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witnesses in any cases. It's mom and dad, right?
Stepfather.
Stepfather, Your Honor.
Also, what about mom as well? No?
I don't think she's listed.
Not certain, Your Honor. I apologize.
The stepfather and the children are the ones that were listed in the report. Actually, I haven't seen the report. It has been very little released to the
In a couple
public.
of years since I've seen it, so that's why I can't remember.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no blood relation.
Beg pardon?
There's no blood relation between stepfather and my children.
The stepfather has no blood relation with her children.
All right.
One of the children is 23 years old, so that one.
Then they're an adult.
They're an adult.
Do what they want.
The other one is this, at the Sunnygate address is 12 years old. So you don't
Yes,
want.
I don't know, take a look to see if you can, what their orders are for as far as
Yeah, we'll probably have-
visitation or custody. So
Probably
that,
give them court order to release CPS records, but you don't
Yep.
have.
okay.
I didn't see the thing on the for CPS records.
I don't have anything at the moment, Your Honor.
They're not gonna have anything yet. It's just too early.
Until we get a court order. And whatever you have, please release it because it showed nothing under the files.
Doing that now. Apologize.
All right.
Apologies on that.
Okay, thanks.
Pierce, wait for the next thing. Yep. Have a seat.
Anna, you ready?
Yes. Judge, for Mr. Fraser, you said you wanted Monday, Thursday testing, the event he wants out?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Good morning, or good afternoon, whatever it is.
What happened, Dave? Are you upset
Too
with?
late, Judge. I didn't, I missed that you set a $5,000 bond on Anna's other client.
Look, I didn't see very much violent history. I saw that this is yes, but it's been 5 years since he's gotten in trouble. Do you have something to add? I'm all ears.
Well, I let Amy prepare it, so I'm gonna just let sleeping dogs lie. I just, yeah.
I didn't see much violent history. I saw DWI, I saw an dating, but those back in 15 and 16, you know.
It was I mean, it's already done, so it's, at this point.
Do you have something that's truly aggravating that would give cause for concern?
Well,
I know the facts of this case, right?
and, well, the argument I would have leaned more towards is not the, necessarily the physical danger, but it's the flight risk of it and the aggravating circumstances of what he's wanted for, but,
Hey.
yeah.
If you run, I can't run forever. We'll get you eventually, number one. And the worst part about the case that I saw, gets out of the car, puts her in a full Nelson. I didn't have anything more than that, you know, there's no blood, there's no, you know, the history was, you know.
It was more flight risk and the fact that one of the conditions, well, if we're talking about the warrant.
It was a 2B.
It was a 2B and one of the conditions they asked was no contact, was my understanding, the complainant's in the gallery.
But she came on her own accord.
No, I understand, but it's the same as domestics here is, I understand that there are obviously willing complainants or recanting complainants, but in the domestic part of things.
But if it's a 2B, he hasn't been ordered by the court. So he doesn't know,
No, I know, and I
he's
wasn't.
not on notice.
No, my argument wasn't, he wasn't violating any bond conditions, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is if one of the concerns, right, is that they would go out of their way to put it in the teletype and to the warrant to us, that it is a concern that they have contact, is one of the things that would facilitate and ensure the no contact instead of him being free and odds, cash in my pocket says,
Yes.
right, but cash in my pocket.
And Anna's gonna let him know, so that he now knows.
But anyway, all that said is, it's already done, so I'll move to the next.
Okay, Mr. Pena, thank you for smoothing that over. He would like to ask the court for a fugitive bond. I told him it was a long shot, but I was not going to presume to speak for the court.
Let me bring someone out. Please, Pena, please.
You and Ricardo are getting some.
Hey, Vic, do you wanna go through the list? Or no? You're not ready?
Well, you weren't here yesterday.
That's true. That's true. I'm also wildly sleep deprived. The intake wasn't too bad last night. It was a steady flow. Not too bad. So a little tired. Yeah. It's good fun.
Three on one, two, yes, two subjects.
Did you want to go over to?
Yeah.
Page 5, Davis. Seth or Raymond failed to appear first time.
Right.
2501.
Right, page 7, Estrada. You took a man, how much is that?
5001 on the DWI.
Ready for the next one?
No, give me 1 second. Let me finish the bail order. Okay, who's next?
Next, you got is page 13, Jenkins. Seth or Raymond failed to appear first time.
2501. Okay. I'm not happy with you, you know, and the thing is that, Mr. Pena.
Since you've been an adult, you've picked up 1 to 2 cases every year. It would scare me to let you out because I don't know what you're gonna do. The last thing I want is for me to let you out and you leave just a path of destruction like the Tasmanian devil. You now have a DWI here. You're wanted for 3 charges in, where was it again?
Indiana.
In Indiana, you know, you're hopscotching states with criminality. And you're only 23. I don't feel comfortable giving you a bond because I don't think that you will comply with the court orders. Sure, just don't talk about the cases.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about, sir, believe me, I understand where you come from, because it's probably not the first time you see it, but, my cases are not, never hurting nobody. I'm not a menace to society.
What else was it?
Your Honor, it's fraud, identity deception, forgery, corrupt business influence,
But nothing with, no disrespect to you, I promise, no disrespect, but nothing that has, that I hurt somebody or make somebody do that they didn't want to, or like.
Have an open DWI.
For doing a favor.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, if you go out there and you kill a family of 4, do you think, well, he was going to try to help someone? Do you think they care?
Like, I was asking her, I was like, at least, because my mom, it's the Indiana case is like 14 hours if I'm not mistaken. And well, my mama don't got enough money to be going back and forth. So that's why I was asking her, I'm like, if he, I'll do anything that, however he feels comfortable, like, however you want. I was like, can he at least put me a monitor to drive with my mom over there at least one time? Because I haven't seen my mama, and I'm not going to be able to see my mama if I end up going all the way to Indiana, because she don't got enough funds to even go over there like every week. And sir, like, believe me, I'm not no bad person.
Concern is whether you get to see your mom. You know what I mean?
Understandable. No, that's understandable. No
My
disrespect.
only concern is that you get to Indiana to get the charges.
Yes, sir.
Now, the problem is that you refused extradition. So you aren't even earning credit now towards, because when someone waives extradition, we give that other state 14 days to come get you.
Yes, sir.
And if they don't come get you,
Yes, sir.
then Harris County releases you.
Yes, sir.
Right? The warrant don't go away.
Yes, sir.
That warrant will also remain.
Yes, sir.
But at this point, I just don't feel comfortable giving you a bond, Mr. Pena. You know, you're just too young. You keep picking up criminal cases, and it scares me.
Well, can we come to like an understanding? Like, let's just say I do suppose, like, however you think that I'm finna do, I'm eventually I'm gonna come back, and I'll do more time than I have to. But I'm giving you my word that
I don't feel comfortable, Mr. Pena.
That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
Because the problem is that with the cases that you had with us, I also had to revoke your bond on those cases when you were just here with us.
Yeah,
You know, you failed to appear on one of your cases, and that's just here in Harris County. On one of the gun cases, you took off and we had to issue a warrant for your arrest.
No.
Okay.
And Judge,
The bond's at 1,001.
okay, just if I may, I believe both of the gun cases were ultimately dismissed.
One was dismissed, the other one.
One was not.
Oh, okay. I apologize for my misunderstanding. I thought they both.
So he probably pled to one where they dismissed the other one.
Okay.
He was on bond and he picked up a new case. That's what it.
No, it was a year after. But actually, and part of housekeeping, if you wanted to go forward with the 2-year rule, or if you didn't want to.
Okay. So his DWI is in court 15. I don't know if they're gonna send that back because of the.
We killed the 2-year rule.
Oh.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, when was it, like a month ago or so?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so there's no more.
Okay.
It's still like all fresh and new. We have to update the court rules, but as far as
Okay.
the 2-year rules now, gone.
Okay.
Yeah, because the problem is that judges would get too you'd end up seeing the same people over and over, and then is it really fair because you end up, right?
That
You
makes
start
sense.
developing a relationship and you start treating them differently as you would.
Right.
So that's why, so now you refused. I'm not gonna give you a bond. So you have two options. You can, if you want to continue to refuse, they will go get a governor's warrant from Indiana to forcing Indiana to come get you, but that will take 90 days. If you want to waive now, you can waive now, and that'll give them 14 days to come get you. I'll let you talk with Anna to make the decision to let you know what you want to do.
And he did sign the waiver, just,
Oh, okay, all right.
so.
Got it.
Time started yesterday?
I just started.
Right now,
So they'll have.
the time that you waive,
They'll have-
which is right now.
Yeah, I had signed the paper, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I sure did. Cause she said it starts at 12, that day that I signed my paper.
Okay.
It's up to them whether they want to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, at
No, it
first,
shows a refusal.
at first it was I had signed for the 90 days, and she said tomorrow you got an optional to tell your lawyer that, you could change your mind tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I was like, when did the day start? She's like, tonight at 12.
Refusal.
Yeah, so they'll have until the 18th.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. Don't you can
Yeah.
worry about it. I appreciate you.
Okay.
You're doing your job. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate you, Judge.
Okay.
Take care. Okay, Vic, you ready?
On page 3 and 4, Bennett came back from drug testing.
Okay.
Judge, that was THC
Come up, Mr. Bennett.
and oxycodone.
You point him something?
No, you didn't tell me. I didn't know if it was THC.
Okay, we'll send him home with an application then. Could bring him back next week. You are not to use alcohol, illegal drugs. You're either, we're gonna do this the easy way or we're going to do this the hard way. Oxy is one of the most strongest, most powerful, addicting drugs that you can take. I'm telling you, I'm going to test you now 2 times a week to ensure that you're not using. The next time, you will stay with me. Do you understand?
So
I'm giving you the ability now to do it on your own. If you're incapable, then you will do it with me. You understand?
Judge, was that Monday, Thursdays?
Yes. We will give you an application for an appointed lawyer. It's now nearly 1 o'clock. Everyone's but gone. So when we come back, fill it out and I can appoint you a lawyer, but don't use. I'm going to test you again like crazy. You understand? You're not to be in possession of weapons as well. If you don't have a license, don't drive. Don't have car insurance as well. Don't drive. That is also a bond condition. I'm not asking much from you. You understand? All right. See you Monday. Who got Johnson? You got Johnson? So I just had him tested. I want to know what quite the history with this guy. He's got 2 open cases in Galveston. Now he's got more with us.
So line, we're rolling?
it's Monday.
Okay, I'll keep the jail release instructions for Monday.
Okay,
So once he signs it on Monday, then you'll be released on Tuesday.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to release it to the Harris Center to pick them up.
On Monday?
Or no, it's gonna happen when it happens at this point. It's not.
I know it's probably going to happen on Tuesday because the thing is you have to have it the day after. They can't do it the day of. So, if we do it today to Saturday, I'm afraid that they're just going to let him out. No one's going to be there to pick him up. And then he goes out, he just wanders the streets. Right? So it's safer to do it on a Monday, or that way we get all the paper ready Monday and they actually pick him up Tuesday.
Yeah, he says he has an aunt, Your Honor. He can't provide me the number.
I think that'll be Roman. Okay, Felicia.
Yes, Judge.
Come up.
Sorry?
I'm gonna leave a note on the-
THC.
That it?
Yes, Judge.
Will not raise that.
I'll stand here with you just in case. Listen.
Don't what you're using. You're not allowed to use. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If you continue to test positive for THC, it's not gonna go well for you. You pick up a new case, I'm going to freaking lose it. I will grow horns and a tail. I will be so upset. Do you want? Yes, sir. In life, you have absolutely no self-control. And because of the loss, they continue to pick up cases. Now is the time to do soul searching. If this is the time, reflect on how to change. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because at some point, if it doesn't happen, you're gonna end up catching something where you're gonna be at 25 to life, and you're gonna have to learn it the hard way doing some serious time. So we're intervening now to try to prevent that from happening, because you're now working your what, 15th case overall? Got a great lawyer, you have to listen to him. So 5, don't pick up any new cases. Yes, sir. Don't have any way. Yes, sir.
That way your money fall up.
Come on, it's all right. And then it'll be fine. Hey,
Yeah.
Go get that person.
anyone else back there? Who's in the blue bag? Oh, just, got it. All right, guys, done.
You're in it.